Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about operating cycle method or operating cycle approach. See, actually, here there are two methods for the calculation of requirement of working capital. The first one is estimation of components of working capital method, and the second one is operating cycle method or operating cycle approach. So, in the previous videos, already we have discussed about estimation of requirement of working capital by using, we can say that here, by using estimation of components of working capital method. Now in this video we are going to discuss about the estimation or the requirement of working capital by using operating cycle method. See, actually what is operating cycle? See here, operating cycle is nothing but, see, when the firm makes sales, that means actually the firm, to improve their sales, they will go for credit sales or they will make credit sales. So here the gap, here the time gap between the credit sales and their actual realization in cash. See here, there is a time gap between the sales as well as the realization of cash. When the sales are happen in case of, the sales are happen in the form of credit sales, so it will take a time to collect our money, or it will take time to get our money. So here the time gap between the credit sales and their actual realization in cash is called as operating cycle. Here operating cycle means, here there is a time, here the time between sales as well as the realization of cash. Okay, so here operating cycle, by using operating cycle we can we can estimate what is the requirement of working capital, or we can say that what is the length of the operating cycle. Now see, gross operating cycle is equals to RMCP plus WIPCP plus FGCP plus RCP, whereas RMCP means raw material conversion period, WIPCP stands for work in process conversion period, FGCP means finished goods conversion period, RCP stands for receivables conversion period. So all these are current assets. Now net operating cycle, net operating cycle is equals to gross operating cycle minus payment deferral period. So this is creditor, that is called liability. So gross operating cycle, where we are going to calculate here now. So gross operating cycle minus payment deferred period. Further, the following formulas are used to calculate the conversion periods. So how to calculate the raw material conversion period, work in process conversion period, finished goods conversion period, and receivables conversion period. See here, this is the formula. RMCP, raw material conversion period, is equals to average stock of raw materials divided by raw material consumption per day. Average stock of raw materials divided by raw materials consumption per day. Per day, here see, here assume per day. WIPCP, that is work in process conversion period, is equals to average stock of raw materials work in process. So here average stock of raw materials in work in process divided by cost of production per day, cost of production per day. Next, FGCP, finished goods conversion period, is equals to average stock of finished goods. See, average stock of finished goods divided by cost of goods sold per day. Next, RCP, raw material receivables conversion period, is equals to average accounts receivables divided by net credit sales per day. See here, when receivable arises in case of credit sales only. So that is why there is in here we are taking net credit sales per day. So average accounts receivables divided by net credit sales per day. And the last one, that is payment deferral period, is equals to average payables divided by net credit purchases per day. So when creditors will arise, when there is a credit purchases. So here payment deferral period is equals to average payables, bills payables divided by net credit purchases per day. Now we will do a problem on operating cycle approach. Look at the problem. From the following data, compute the duration of operating cycle for each of the two companies. See here, there are two companies X and Y. We need to calculate operating cycle length or the duration of operating cycle for X as well as Y limited. See, raw materials 40,000, 60,000. Work in process 30,000, 45,000. Finished goods 25,000, 38,000. Purchase or consumption of raw material 1,60,000, 2,70,000. Cost of goods produced or sold 3 lakhs, 3,80,000. Sales all credit, all the sales are credit sales 3,60,000, 4,32,000. Debtors 72,000, 1,88,000. Creditors 20,000, 27,000. Now assume 360 days per annum for calculation purpose. So here the information is we have to assume 360 days per annum for calculation purpose. Now look at the solution. Here we need to calculate in this problem gross operating cycle and net operating cycle. So here to calculate gross operating cycle, we need to compute first RMCP, WIPCP, FGCP and RCP. Now let us calculate RMCP, raw material conversion period, RMCP, that is equals to average stock of raw materials divided by raw material consumption per day. See here, what is the given information? Raw materials, average stock of raw material 40,000 for X and 60,000 for Y. See here, 40,000 for X and 60,000 for Y. See, raw material consumption per day, raw material consumptions, raw consumption of raw material 1,60,000 for X, 2,70,000 for Y. See here, average stock of raw materials divided by raw material consumption per day for X. Here the raw materials 40,000 divided by here 1,60,000 is the consumption of raw materials. So 1,60,000. So here this 1,60,000 is per annum. Okay. So divided by 360 means then we will get per day. So instead of divided by 360, now here the 360 will become here 40,000 divided by 1,60,000 into 360, that is equals to 90 days. See, this is 1,60,000 is per annum. Now per day means multiplying with 360, that is divided by 360. Actually here if you divide 360, then it will come to here, it will come here, that is numerator. Okay, it will come to the numerator. So 360, that is equals to 90 days. Similar calculation will be made for Y. See here, the raw materials are given 60,000 divided by consumption of raw material 2,70,000 per annum into 360 to get per day, that is equals to 80 days. So here raw material conversion period for X limited is 90 days, for Y limited is 80 days. And next, work in process conversion period, average stock of raw materials work in process divided by cost of production per day. See here, work in process 30,000, 45,000, and here cost of production, see here, cost of goods produced and sold, that is 3,80,000. So here 30,000 divided by 3 lakhs into 360, 45,000 divided by 3,80,000 into 360, that is equals to 36 days, 43 days. See here, work in process. See, work in process means average stock of raw materials in work in process divided by cost of production per day. But here the cost of production means here, see here, cost of goods produced. Here cost of goods produced 3 lakhs and 3,80,000. See here the work in process means 30,000 and 45,000. See here, 30,000 divided by 3 lakhs into 360, that is equals to 36 days. For Y, 45,000 divided by 3 lakhs 80,000 into 360, that is equals to 43 days. Next, FGCP, that is finished goods conversion period, is equals to average stock of finished goods divided by cost of goods sold per day. See, in the given problem, average stock of finished goods 25,000 and 38,000, and here cost of goods, here the formula is cost of goods sold. Here the cost of goods sold is 3 lakhs and 3 lakhs 80,000, that is 25,000 divided by 3 lakhs, 38,000 divided by 3 lakh 80,000. See, 25,000 divided by 3 lakhs into 360, and next Y limited 38,000 divided by 3 lakhs 80,000 into 360, that is equals to 30 days and 36 days. Here the finished goods conversion period is 30 days for X limited and 36 days for Y limited. Next, RCP, that is receivables conversion period, is equals to average accounts receivables divided by net credit sales per day. That is, see here the average accounts receivables given in the problem. Here debtors, receivables means here debtors 72,000 and 1,08,000. Okay, 72,000 and 1,08,000. So what are the credit sales? 3,60,000, 4,32,000. So here 72,000 divided by 3,60,000 into 360, net credit sales per day into 360, that is equals to 72 days. Whereas for Y, 1,08,000 debtors divided by net credit sales per annum 4,32,000 into 360 days, that is equals to 90 days. Here receivables conversion period for X limited is 72 days and Y limited is 90 days. And the last one, that is payment deferral period, average payables divided by net credit purchases per day. Here the formula is average payables divided by net credit purchases per day. So here average payables means creditors. So here creditors are given 20,000, 27,000, 20,000 and 27,000. And next, net credit purchases, here see here 1,60,000, 2,70,000. Here 1,60,000, 2,70,000, that is purchase of raw material. Okay, so 20,000 divided by 1,60,000 per annum into 360 to get per day, that is equals to 45 days. Y limited 27,000 creditors divided by 2,70,000, that is raw material consumption, into 360 days, that is equals to 36 days. That means payment deferral period for X limited is 45 days and for Y limited is 36 days. Next, gross operating cycle is equals to, so here this is the formula, RMCP, raw material conversion period plus work in process conversion period plus finished goods conversion period plus receivables conversion period. So here 90 plus 36 plus 30 plus 72, that is equals to 228 days. And next, Y limited 80 plus 43 plus 36 plus 90, that is equals to 249 days. So here gross operating cycle is 228 days for X and 249 days for Y. And next, net operating cycle is equals to gross operating cycle minus payment deferred period. So here the payment deferred period is 45 days and 36 days for X and Y. So 228 minus 45, that is equals to 183. 249 minus 36 is equals to 213 days. See here the net operating cycle for X limited is 183 days and for Y limited is 213 days. This means the length of operating cycle is more for Y limited. So here the length of operating cycle is more for Y limited, whereas the length of operating cycle for X limited is less. Okay, so this is what about the operating cycle method or operating cycle approach. Thank you.